What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, we got some good news today, ladies and gentlemen. We got really fun news about the One Piece trading card game. We got our first ever box toppers, we got our first ever tournament promos, we've got a tiny little peek at the next starter deck, because, the first four are totally already out. So you know what? I, for one, am getting pretty gosh darn happy about this. This seems kind of like an awful lot of fun. So with all of that borne in mind, let's start off. I think we need to start off with the tournament promos, because this is awesome. Now, obviously, we've already seen the alternate art Luffy here, right? Now, what I find very interesting is that the image you've already seen is 1 out of 300. That's the image we've seen all the way along. But on one of the actual event pages, durasuta.jp, we've got the same image, but now it's 1 out of 500. Now, if you're asking me what's going on here, I mean, okay, fine, the 1 out of 500 is written in foil, the 1 out of 300 isn't. I think they've just put on more events and up the number. Simple as that. It is not actually confirmed that this is going to be the same card which is given out at the Super pre-release for us. But come on, it basically is. I can't actually tell you for 100% certain that it is, because it's not confirmed. But come on, it kind of has to be. But it turns out that is not the only one which is available, which is really rather awesome. We've got promos for some others as well, including Top 32, where you can get yourself a lovely alternate art promo Usopp. That is the 2-cost 3,000 power red character with counter plus 2,000, which is good. And Don 1, during your turn, once per turn, draw a card when your opponent activates an event. Sounds alright. And obviously the artwork is so much better on this alternate art. Translated proxies from the lovely folks over at onepiece-cardgame.dev. If you make your way up to top 16, you get yourself a Rorona Zoro. Now this is actually from the starter deck. So like with Digimon, they're taking the promos from all over. Some are from Romance Dawn, some are from the starter deck. It doesn't really matter. There's all kinds of fun places to find promo cards. I wouldn't get too caught up about it. So the Rorona Zoro here, that is one for the starter deck, like I've said. Don X1, you gain 1,000 power. It's a free cost 5,000 power. If you've been playing with a tutorial deck, you'll be fairly familiar with this one. And that seems to be it for these tournaments. So these are the Championship One Piece card game. They're happening in September. And obviously then if you win the whole thing, or winner or runner-up, I should say, you get your limited promotion Luffy and all is rather good. But there is another tournament going on. Now, these are your more introductory tournaments, which are happening, and you also get yourself the Luffy. Now, these ones are being advertised with the 1 in 300 Luffy. The only difference I can see is that one is 1 in 300 and one is 1 in 500 foiled. Other than that, they look the same. I really can't see any difference between them. But these ones, if you go and get top 8, you will get yourself a Tony Chopper, which is a reprint, an alternate art reprint of the one from the starter deck. You will notice these alternate art reprints are going pretty hard. These are very, very obviously, your fancy versions. You could take the stamp off and you would know which was the championship version. Speaking of which, you may have noticed that whereas the ones from the Championship Series have a stamp, Tony Chopper here doesn't. There is no stamp. You got it, you get top 8, you get yourself this. Regardless, you're getting yourself one of the promo packs, and we know how people feel about the promo packs, which is rather lovely. So yeah, these tournaments seem pretty good. So going back to the Championship Series just for a moment, like I've said, we got top 32, we got top 16. What we've also got here are some products that you can buy. And we've basically got pairs of storage boxes / mats that you can buy for 4,400 yen. Which is, all well and good and blah, blah, blah. One's featuring Yamato, one's featuring Luffy. But here's the deal. Way cooler than the mats. We got a promo card. And if you buy one of those sets, you get a Luffy promo, which is, of course, the same artwork as we see on the mat, but you do get it with the Yamato set as well, let's be clear. Now, this is an alternate art of promo 001, which is obviously from the promo pack here. It is the first card, so to speak. And, it's quite a cool card. It's the one that's Don X2, you get Rush when you play it, 6 cost, 7,000 power. It's nice. We like it. Things are good. And yeah, this one is stamped as well with a Championship Series, so these are very cool cards. As I've told you on a number of occasions, with One Piece, Bandai are very, very clearly following the model which they established with Digimon. And one of the really key things we've seen with Digimon, very, very reliably, super reliably, is that we get the promos. We are going to get these alternate art promos. I don't know how, I don't know when, but promos that are being given out for Digimon, no matter how obscure, we are getting in some way, shape or form. Expect that to be the case with One Piece as well. So there's a bunch of tournament promos and tournament stuff, that's really cool, but like I mentioned, we've also got a rather lovely look at the first information for Starter Deck 5. Now remember, this one is going to be coming out on the 6th of August, and it's actually priced at 550 yen, which is significant, because it makes it a budget starter deck. Now, from what I can see, it's the same as the other starter decks, so in terms of your content, don't worry about it, you're getting a full playable at-the-box deck. The difference here is that they are pricing it lower than you would usually expect. Why would they do that? Bring people in, simple as that. Essentially, what they're doing with the first lot of starter decks is saying, hey, the hype for the One Piece TCG is big enough that we can afford to just charge our regular price. But because we've got this one-off movie tie-in, let's put it at 550. And speaking as someone who taught business and ran business departments for many years, this is the one you reduce because it's a movie tie-in, which means people who watch the movie are going to see the starter deck, which clearly ties in to the movie. Oh, film, I should say. I keep using the word film. And they are then going to want to go and pick this up. It's classic marketing. Give them a cheap version of something that ties in with something they're currently very excited about, and you're going to hook more people in that way. We have actually seen one card from the starter deck. It's Nuta here. 4 cost, 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. It's a blocker. And on block, Don -1. That means put a 1 Don back into the Don deck. And you get to rest one of your opponent's characters at a cost of 5 or less. So yeah, you get to block while taking characters off the board. That sounds pretty gosh darned good to me. Nice. But hey, we've talked tournament promos, we've talked about a new starter deck. How about box toppers? Because I've been telling you all along how Bandai are just following the Digimon model that they set out. And every time you buy a box of Digimon, you get one of 6 alternate art promo cards from the set. And oh look, the box toppers here, there are 6 of them, and they are alternate art cards from the set. Seriously, they are following the Digimon model. I mean, creepily close. It's weird how crazy close they're actually following this, and I like it very, very much indeed. So we've got a Cavendish here that when you play, you can return one of your life cards to your hand to gain Rush. Obviously, returning one of your life to your hand is a big deal, because that gets your opponent closer to winning the game. But the theory is you get to rush and attack when you play it, which is actually going to, in the long run, be more beneficial. It's going to be worth it, because what you get out of it is going to be quite nice. We've got an Alvida here, which is, you can see the artwork is actually quite similar. It is really just a full art version of it, although they have zoomed in a little. And what we've got here is Dawn X1. When attacking, you can discard a card from your hand to return one of your opponent's characters at a cost of 3 or less to their hand. And you got plus 2,000 counter there, which we know to be moderately high. We've also got Perona here, and again, artwork very similar, just kind of zoomed in. 1 cost 2,000 power, counter plus 1,000, and on play you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, rearrange them in any order, and return them to the top or bottom of your deck, which I adore, because you can either stack the top of your deck so you know what's there, or you can get rid of the top of your deck so you don't know what's there, but you know what's not there, cards you don't actually want. Now, there are a couple of green cards coming in here as well. We have got ourselves a Dog Storm. It's apparently a thing. Counter plus 1,000, Don times 2 when attacking, Set one of your Don to active. I kind of like this. You attach Don to attack, but then some of your rested Don become active, so they can be used for other stuff, which I very much appreciate. Remember, active Don are basically the resources you're using to play cards, so making one of them active again just seems like a pretty good idea. We've then got Cat Viper, which is, again, counter plus 1,000, 2 cost 3,000 power, and on play you rest one of your opponent's characters of a cost of 3 or less, which is rather lovely. And then we've got just one for purple, so gutted purple and red, you only get one box topper each. Who's Who? Counter plus 1,000, Don X1, on your turn, if you've got 8 or more Don on your field, you get 1,000 power. Remember, purple, we've seen lots of playing extra Don and things of that nature, so it does make sense that this is the kind of thing we'd see on a purple character. You get one of these 6 at random when you buy a box, and I'll be honest with you, these are hitting harder than the Digimon box toppers. I like the Digimon box toppers, don't get me wrong, but these just look a lot cooler. And whereas I don't collect the Digimon box toppers, I just get 1 or 2 when I buy 1 or 2 boxes and I'm happy, I think when it comes to One Piece, I might have to do so. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about all of this, about the tournament promos, about the new starter deck, about the box toppers, about anything One Piece you want to talk about. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching Wasi Plays.